Immerse yourself in the enchanting magic of Hogwarts with 3 heartwarming Christmas tales that bring the wizarding world to life. The Christmas market in Diagon Alley takes you on a festive stroll through bustling cobblestone streets adorned with twinkling lights, where wizards and witches gather to celebrate the season with spellbinding delights. A snowy Christmas Eve in Hogsmeade invites you to the snow-laden village, where cozy inns and magical shops exude warmth, and a gentle mystery unfolds under a starlit sky. Finally, the Room of Requirement, a Christmas Hideaway, offers a journey of wonder and discovery as Hogwarts' most mysterious room transforms into a serene holiday retreat filled with magical surprises and heartfelt moments. Each story weaves together the magic of the season with the charm of the wizarding world, evoking a sense of wonder and nostalgia. Perfect for relaxing into the holiday spirit, these tales are sure to fill your heart with warmth and joy. These captivating stories are perfect for relaxing into the holiday spirit and rekindling the joy of a wizarding Christmas. You are warmly invited to join this magical evening to wander the festive market with a heart full of wonder and a mind ready to be whisked away on a journey of enchantment. Take a deep breath. Feel the warmth of the glowing lanterns and let the magical atmosphere wrap around you like a soft, comforting blanket. If you enjoy stories like this, remember to like, subscribe, and explore more tales of Hogwarts and beyond. It was a crisp December evening, and a soft layer of snow blanketed the cobblestone streets of Diagon Alley. The warm glow of flickering lanterns danced across the frost-kissed windows of shops adorned with magical decorations. Tiny enchanted snowflakes twinkled in the air, never melting, casting a shimmering glow over the bustling market. The Christmas market had come alive with the hum of holiday cheer. Stalls lined the streets, each brimming with colorful wares, handcrafted wands, spellbound ornaments, steaming cups of butterbeer, and glittering baubles enchanted to sing carols. The faint sound of a violin played by a self-tuning bow floated through the chilly air, mingling with the happy chatter of wizards and witches bundled up against the cold. Amid the vibrant market stood a young witch named Lila, her cheeks flushed from the cold, her eyes sparkling with curiosity. She was a Hogwarts 4th year spending her holiday break in Diagon Alley with her cheerful older brother, Felix. They had always shared a deep love for the magic of Christmas, and tonight they were eager to explore the mysteries of the Christmas market. Lila wore a deep green scarf emblazoned with a subtle pattern of holly, while Felix's navy cloak was dusted with snow. They stood before a stall selling enchanted quills that wrote in glittering ink, their laughter ringing out as Felix teased her about her fascination with shiny objects. "Lila, do you really need another enchanted quill?" You've got at least 5 already." He chuckled, handing her a warm mug of spiced butterbeer. "It's not about need, Felix," Lila replied with a grin. "It's about adding a bit of sparkle to life. And besides, who wouldn't want their essays to shine in Professor McGonagall's class?" Their banter drew the attention of a kindly vendor, a stout wizard with a twinkle in his eye. "If it's sparkle you're after, miss," he said, leaning in conspiratorially, "you might want to visit the stall at the far end of the market. There's something truly magical there tonight." Intrigued, Lila and Felix exchanged glances. Their curiosity piqued. With a word of thanks to the vendor, they set off down the bustling lane, weaving through the merry crowd. As they walked, the siblings admired the sights and sounds of the market. A stall where enchanted scarves danced to carols, a towering gingerbread castle constructed with care by the house elves of Hogwarts, and a table where golden snitches flitted under glass domes. But their thoughts kept returning to the mysterious stall the vendor had mentioned. What could be waiting for them at the end of the lane? As they approached the far end of the market, the lively chatter of the crowd softened, and a sense of quiet enchantment filled the air. Before them stood a small stall, unlike any other they had seen. It was modest, adorned with twinkling fairy lights and surrounded by an aura of soft golden light. An elderly witch, draped in a flowing cloak of deep crimson, greeted them with a kind smile. Her weathered ends rested on a table where a single object lay, a small, intricately carved music box. The wood was dark and polished, and tiny carvings of magical creatures, unicorns, phoenixes, and bowtruckles adorned its surface. "This," the witch said in a voice as soft as falling snow, "is no ordinary music box. It holds a tune that unlocks the spirit of Christmas for those who truly listen. Would you care to hear it?" Lila hesitated, glancing at Felix, but he nodded with a grin. "Why not?" he said. "What's Christmas without a little magic?" The witch opened the lid, and a delicate melody began to play, a tune so enchanting that it seemed to wrap around them, weaving images of warmth and joy into the air. The snowflakes around the stall began to shimmer and dance in time with the music, and Lila felt a sense of peace settle over her, like a soft blanket. But as the melody continued, it shifted slightly, and with it came a sense of mystery. The carvings on the music box began to glow faintly, and Lila thought she saw the unicorn's eyes blink. She leaned in closer, captivated, as the witch's knowing smile grew. "Listen closely, dear," the witch murmured. "There's more to this tune than meets the ear." As the melody played on, the carvings on the music box began to shimmer more brightly, casting soft golden light onto Lila and Felix's curious faces. The crowd around them seemed to fade away, the vibrant sounds of the market growing distant. It was as if the music created a small pocket of magic, drawing the siblings into its spell. "Do you feel that?" Lila whispered, her voice barely audible over the hauntingly beautiful tune. Felix nodded, his usually playful demeanor replaced with a quiet reverence. The elderly witch gave a nod of encouragement, her eyes twinkling with an ancient knowledge. "What you seek lies within the music," she said softly. "But to find it, you must listen not with your ears, but with your heart." As Lila closed her eyes, the melody seemed to shift again, this time weaving images into her mind, visions of Hogwarts at Christmas time. She saw the great hall adorned with glittering decorations, its towering Christmas trees draped in shimmering tinsel and charmed ornaments that spun lazily in the air. She heard the gentle crackle of the roaring fireplace in Gryffindor Tower, and for a fleeting moment, she felt the warmth of being surrounded by friends. But then the vision changed. The music grew softer, more mysterious, and Lila saw something new. A hidden door tucked away in a shadowed corner of the market. It was old and wooden, its surface carved with runes she couldn't understand. A faint light seeped through the cracks around its edges, beckoning her closer. Felix's voice broke her trance. "I saw it too," he said, his wide eyes meeting hers. "The door." The witch gave a slow, approving nod. "Follow the melody," she instructed. "It will guide you." Lila and Felix thanked her and set off through the market once more. The music lingered in their minds, faint but insistent, leading them through winding paths and past stalls they had not noticed before. The festive sounds of the market faded into the background, replaced by a quiet anticipation that hung in the air like snowflakes waiting to fall. At last, they reached a secluded corner where the crowd thinned, and there it was, the door from their vision. Just as they had seen, it was ancient and carved with runes, a soft golden glow emanating from the edges. Felix reached out tentatively and placed his hand on the door. To their amazement, it swung open with a gentle creak, revealing a hidden passage lit by floating candles. "This feels like Hogwarts," Felix whispered, stepping inside. "It's like the castle's magic has spilled out into Diagon Alley." The passage was narrow but inviting, its walls lined with shelves holding enchanted trinkets and artifacts. Snowflakes drifted in the air, defying logic, their glow casting delicate patterns on the walls. Lila couldn't resist reaching out to catch one, and it lingered on her palm, shimmering for a moment before vanishing in a soft puff of light. "It's beautiful," she said, her voice hushed in awe. "But where does it lead?" As they ventured deeper, the passage widened into a small chamber. At its center stood a pedestal, upon which rested a crystal orb. It glowed faintly, pulsing in time with the melody still echoing in their minds. Around the pedestal, golden runes danced in the air, shifting and rearranging themselves as if alive. "What do you think it is?" Felix asked, his breath fogging in the cool air. Lila stepped closer, her eyes fixed on the orb. "I think it's the source of the music," she said. "But what are the runes trying to tell us?" Felix crouched to examine them, his expression thoughtful. "They're forming words," he said slowly. "Look, the spirit of Christmas lies not in what you see, but in what you share." Lila nodded, her hand hovering over the orb. "I think it wants us to do something." As her fingers brushed the crystal surface, the room filled with light. The melody swelled, rich and full, and for a moment, Lila and Felix were surrounded by visions of kindness and joy, friends sharing laughter in the great hall, families exchanging gifts, strangers helping each other in small but meaningful ways. The images were fleeting, but they left a warmth that settled deep in their hearts. When the light faded, the orb's glow softened, and the runes stilled. In their place, a small object materialized, a golden key, intricately designed with patterns of holly and ivy. Lila picked it up, marveling at its craftsmanship. "What do you think it opens?" she asked, turning to Felix. "I'm not sure," he admitted. "But if the orb wanted us to have it, it must be important." As they exited the chamber, the passage behind them faded into the shadows, leaving no trace of its existence. The market bustled as if nothing had happened, but the golden key in Lila's hand was proof that their journey had been real. Returning to the elderly witch, they showed her the key, and her expression softened with approval. "You have unlocked the true magic of Christmas," she said. "This key will open doors, not just to places, but to hearts. Use it wisely." As the evening wore on, Lila and Felix wandered the market, the golden key safely tucked into Lila's pocket. They felt a new sense of wonder, not just for the magic around them, but for the joy they could share with others. Stopping at a small stall, they used the last of their galleons to buy enchanted ornaments, which they gave to a group of young witches and wizards, admiring the wares with wide eyes. The children's faces lit up, their laughter ringing out like bells, and Lila felt the warmth of the orb's vision fill her once more. As the market began to wind down, Lila and Felix found a quiet bench near a fountain adorned with icicles that sparkled in the lantern light. They sipped the last of their butterbeer, watching the snow fall softly around them. "This has been the best Christmas yet," Felix said with a smile. "And I don't think it's because of the magic. It's because we shared it." Lila nodded, her heart full. "The key wasn't just for us," she said. "It's for everyone." The golden key shimmered faintly in her pocket, a reminder of the lessons they had learned. As they sat together, the melody of the music box played softly in their minds, a tune that promised peace, joy, and the spirit of Christmas for all who listened. and with that, they let the magic of the season carry them into a calm, dreamlike peace. As the snowflakes drift gently from a star-studded sky, blanketing the rooftops of Hogsmeade in a soft, glistening white, you find yourself drawn into the serene magic of this quaint wizarding village. Lanterns glow warmly along cobblestone streets, casting long golden shadows that flicker and sway. The air hums with the soft chatter of students and townsfolk, their voices blending with the occasional jingle of enchanted bells and the faint melody of a violin played by a street performer near Honeydukes. In the distance, the towering silhouette of Hogwarts rises against the night sky, its windows glowing like a beacon of comfort and tradition. The chimneys of Hogsmeade puff out gentle trails of smoke, filling the air with a mixture of sweet and spicy scents. Roasted chestnuts, mulled pumpkin juice, and the unmistakable aroma of butterbeer wafting from the 3 broomsticks. Tonight is Christmas Eve, a night brimming with warmth, laughter, and the promise of small magical wonders around every corner. The world outside may be cold and crisp, but here in the heart of Hogsmeade, there is a glow that invites you to linger. Nestled by the frost-covered window of the 3 broomsticks, 2 best friends, Clara and Hugo, share a quiet moment. Clara, with her unruly curls peeking out from beneath her woolen hat, and Hugo, always slightly rumpled but effortlessly cheerful, sip steaming mugs of butterbeer as the warmth of the pub wraps around them. They've been friends since their first year at Hogwarts, and Christmas Eve in Hogsmeade has become a tradition for them, a time to reminisce and dream of adventures yet to come. Their laughter is soft, unhurried, mingling with the crackle of the fireplace and the gentle hum of Christmas tunes played by Madame Rosmerta on her enchanted harp. Clara's eyes shine as she talks about the tiny snow globe she bought from a stall earlier, a globe that changes scenes with every shake, each one more whimsical than the last. Hugo, ever the curious one, fiddles with a small, enchanted trinket he found at Zonko's, his eyes lighting up at its subtle glow. They notice a shadow cross their table, and when they glance up, they find an elderly wizard, his robes shimmering faintly, offering a kind smile. Enjoying the evening, he asks, his voice carrying an odd cadence that seems to hum with the magic. The 2 nod, and the wizard hands them a folded map, its parchment gleaming faintly. For those who seek wonder, this map shows the way, he says mysteriously, disappearing into the crowd before they can respond. Curiosity ignites in Clara and Hugo as they unfold the map. Unlike any map they've seen, this one is alive with shimmering ink that shifts and swirls, revealing paths and locations within Hogsmeade that neither of them recognizes. At the corner of the map, elegant calligraphy spells out the phrase, "The heart of Christmas awaits." Encouraged by their shared sense of adventure, the two friends decide to follow the map's glowing trail. The first stop takes them to a small, tucked-away alley where the snow falls more thickly and the air feels charged with magic. There, a tiny, ivy-covered door is revealed as the map's glowing path hovers before it. Pushing the door open, they find themselves in a forgotten nook of Hogsmeade, a secret Christmas market that feels suspended in time. Wizards and witches bustle about, their robes shimmering in festive hues, as enchanted stalls sell baubles that sing carols, scarves that warm with a whispered charm, and ornaments that reflect glimpses of Hogwarts Christmases long past. Clara and Hugo marvel at the sights, their hearts swelling with wonder. The snowy market hummed with quiet activity. Clara and Hugo, now holding the enchanted map, followed its glowing lines through the bustling stalls. The map shimmered, leading them past a stand selling enchanted snowflakes that never melted, and another offering wands wrapped in ribbons of light. The air was filled with faint Christmas carols sung by charmed ornaments hovering above the vendors. "Look, Hugo," Clara whispered, pointing to a path on the map that flickered faintly. "It's showing us something new." The duo moved cautiously toward the edge of the market, the music fading into the crisp night air. As they walked, the glowing map pulsed softly, guiding them down a snowy trail that wound through a grove of frosted trees. Each step crunched gently beneath their boots, the only sound apart from the faint whisper of the wind through the branches. "I wonder where it's leading us," Hugo said, his voice laced with a mix of curiosity and calm. The path ended at a quiet clearing where an old wooden sign stood, its surface weathered by time. It read, "Follow the starlight to uncover the treasure of joy." Above them, a single star seemed to gleam brighter than the rest, casting its glow onto a path hidden beneath the snow. Following the star's light, Clara and Hugo found themselves at the base of a massive oak tree. Its branches were laden with glowing icicles that shimmered like crystals. At the tree's base lay a small, intricately carved chest. Clara knelt beside it, her fingers brushing against its cool surface. "Should we open it?" she asked softly. Hugo nodded. "It's why the map brought us here." With a gentle push, the lid creaked open, revealing a crystal shard glowing faintly with a warm golden light. The shard pulsed softly as if alive. Clara reached out, and as her fingers closed around it, the map in Hugo's hand began to hum, its lines rearranging themselves into a pattern of radiant paths. "The map's changing," Hugo said, his eyes wide with wonder. The new path led them deeper into the snowy grove, the air growing still and serene. Along the way, they discovered enchanted snow creatures that moved silently, their forms shimmering under the moonlight. Each creature seemed to bow slightly as they passed, acknowledging the shard in Clara's hand. "This feels important," Clara murmured. Hugo smiled. "It's like the forest knows us." Their journey deepened their bond and brought them closer to the magical heart of the forest, setting the stage for a climactic discovery. At the grove's heart stood another oak tree, grander than the first, its branches reaching into the starlit sky. A hollow at its base glowed faintly, as if calling to Clara and Hugo. The shard in Clara's hand began to glow brighter, its light casting a warm, golden aura around them. "I think it belongs here," she said, stepping toward the hollow. As she placed the shard inside, the tree pulsed with golden light. The glow spread upward through its branches and out into the clearing, illuminating the entire grove in a soft, magical light. The ground beneath their feet shimmered as patterns of ancient runes appeared, glowing faintly like the map's enchanted lines. The light revealed hidden figures among the trees, ethereal beings with forms of light and shadow. They watched silently, their presence calm and welcoming. One of them stepped forward, its voice soft as a winter breeze. "You have restored the heart of the forest," it said, its voice resonating with an ancient, comforting warmth. "This light brings joy and harmony to all who walk among the trees." The shard had rekindled a magical force tied to the spirit of Christmas, one that had been fading over time. Clara and Hugo felt a sense of peace and fulfillment, their hearts warmed by the magical insight they had uncovered. The light from the grove began to fade gently, leaving behind a warm glow that lingered in the trees. The ethereal beings offered Clara and Hugo a parting gift, an enchanted ornament that glowed softly with the same golden light as the shard. "Take this as a token of our gratitude," the being said. "It will remind you of this night and the joy you've brought." As they made their way back to Hogsmeade, the snowy trail seemed brighter and more welcoming. The village was peaceful, the festive decorations now glowing with an added warmth. Clara and Hugo stopped at the Three Broomsticks, where they shared their story over mugs of butterbeer, their laughter and smiles reflecting the joy of the night. The map, now blank, rested quietly in Clara's pocket, its purpose fulfilled. They knew this night would stay with them forever, a memory etched in the magic of Christmas. As the night wore on, the snowfall in Hogsmeade became lighter, the flakes drifting lazily in the still air. The village seemed to hold its breath in contentment, its festive lights twinkling against the snow-covered rooftops. Clara and Hugo, now back at Hogwarts, sat by the common room fire, the enchanted ornament glowing softly between them. "Tonight was special," Hugo said, his voice warm and soft. Clara nodded, her eyes reflecting the light of the fire. The castle was quiet, its halls filled with the gentle hum of magic. Outside, the snow-covered grounds of Hogwarts lay still, bathed in the faint glow of moonlight. All was calm, all was bright, a perfect ending to a magical Christmas Eve. The castle of Hogwarts stood silent, its towers blanketed in a soft cover of snow under a star-filled sky. The distant echo of laughter and caroling floated from the great hall where the annual Christmas feast was underway. Outside, the forbidden forest stood tranquil, its edges dusted with frost, and the black lake shimmered faintly under the moonlight. Within the castle walls, magic seemed to hum through the air, weaving warmth and wonder into every corner. The corridors were aglow with floating lanterns and garlands of holly, while enchanted snowflakes swirled lazily from enchanted ceilings, vanishing before they touched the ground. It was Christmas Eve, and Hogwarts was alive with festive cheer. Away from the bustling festivities, on the 7th floor, 2 students, Clara, a bright and curious Ravenclaw, and Ethan, a kind-hearted Hufflepuff, strolled along the winding corridors. Seeking a moment of quiet adventure amidst the holiday spirit, they wandered to the spot they'd heard whispered about in the common rooms, the room of requirement. "Think it will open for us?" Clara asked, her eyes sparkling with excitement. Ethan shrugged with a grin. "Only one way to find out." The walls shimmered faintly as they walked past the blank stretch 3 times. A magnificent door appeared, carved with holly leaves and golden ornaments. The 2 exchanged a look before stepping inside. Clara loved puzzles and mysteries, the kind of girl who noticed the shifting staircases' patterns and scribbled them in her notebook. She was happiest when solving the little secrets Hogwarts offered. With her chestnut brown hair always tucked behind her ears and a sharp gleam in her eyes, she carried an energy that made every moment feel alive. Ethan, on the other hand, was her perfect complement. Where Clara sought the intricate, Ethan noticed the wonder in simplicity, the warmth of a roaring fireplace, the beauty of candlelit dinners in the great hall, and the small joys of life at Hogwarts. With his golden curls and easy smile, he was a comforting presence wherever he went. The 2 had formed an unlikely bond over a shared love for the magical unknown. While others stayed glued to their textbooks or the routine chaos of student life, Clara and Ethan preferred the thrill of the unexplored, the forgotten towers, hidden doors, and secret passageways that dotted the castle. As the room of requirement's door creaked open, the warmth of a roaring fire greeted them. The room had transformed into a cozy, snow-dusted retreat. A Christmas tree adorned with floating candles stood in the center, its ornaments twinkling with soft light. The air smelled of cinnamon and evergreen, and the crackling fireplace seemed to beckon them forward. "This is incredible," Ethan breathed. Clara nodded, her hand resting lightly on the back of a plush armchair. "It feels like it was waiting for us." They didn't know it yet, but the room had prepared more than just comfort for them. It held mysteries that would remind them of the true magic of Christmas. Clara and Ethan settled into the armchairs, their breath still caught in the enchantment of the room. A low table between them held 2 steaming mugs of cocoa, complete with floating marshmallows that danced lightly on the surface. "This place knows exactly what you need," Ethan said, taking a cautious sip of the rich, creamy drink. As they relaxed, Clara's attention drifted to a bookshelf against the far wall. The books there weren't like any she'd seen in the Hogwarts library. Their covers shimmered with faint magical auras, and their spines bore titles that seemed to change as she tried to read them. Drawn by curiosity, she rose from her chair and selected a slender volume bound in emerald green leather. The book opened itself in her hands, its pages blank, save for a single shimmering word that appeared on the first page. "Seek." "Look at this," she called softly to Ethan. As Ethan approached, the word on the page shifted, morphing into a glowing map. It showed their location within the room of requirement, but the space seemed far larger on the map than it appeared around them. A hidden corridor extended from the fireplace, leading to a chamber pocked with a golden star. "Looks like the room wants us to explore," Ethan said, his voice tinged with excitement. The fireplace flickered suddenly, and a section of the wall beside it melted away, revealing the entrance to the corridor. With the book in hand, Clara led the way, her heart racing with anticipation. The corridor was narrow and dimly lit, its walls lined with holly wreaths that glimmered faintly as they passed. The air grew cooler, and the faint sound of bells echoed softly around them. Clara held the book tightly, its glowing map guiding their steps. "It's just ahead," she whispered. The corridor opened into a circular chamber, its ceiling high and arched like the top of a grand cathedral. In the center stood a pedestal, and on it rested a crystal snow globe that seemed to contain an entire miniature world. Ethan approached cautiously. "What do you think it does?" Before Clara could answer, the snow globe pulsed with light, and a gentle melody filled the room. The space around them shifted, and they suddenly found themselves standing in the snowy courtyard of Hogwarts. "This is amazing," Clara said, her voice barely above a whisper. The snow globe had transported them into a memory of Christmas past, where students laughed and played in the snow. Clara and Ethan watched in awe as the scene unfolded, feeling a deep connection to the joy and warmth of the moment. As the memory faded, they returned to the circular chamber. The snow globe now glowed softly, as if inviting them to take it. Clara hesitated, then reached out, cradling it in her hands. Clara held the snow globe close, feeling its warmth seep into her palms. It was as if the object was alive, brimming with magic that hummed faintly under her touch. Ethan moved closer, his eyes wide with wonder as he observed the shimmering surface. "Do you think it's meant for us?" he asked, his voice barely above a whisper. Clara nodded slowly. "It feels right, like it's part of something bigger." The map in the emerald book shimmered again, its glowing lines shifting to reveal another path. This time, it led them to a door on the far side of the chamber. The wooden door creaked open, revealing a cozy room bathed in golden light. Inside, the walls were lined with tapestries depicting Hogwarts at different points in history. A long table stretched across the center, set with intricate ornaments and a scroll inscribed with elegant looping script. The scroll's words seemed to beckon them. "Those who hold the globe shall choose its next story." "What does it mean?" Ethan asked, looking to Clara for an answer. Clara traced her fingers over the scroll, her brow furrowed in thought. "It's like the snow globe holds memories, moments in time that we can revisit or even shape." Ethan grinned. "So, we get to create our own Christmas story." As they pondered the possibilities, the room responded. A quill and ink appeared on the table, waiting for their words. Clara hesitated before writing. "A Christmas where every student feels loved and connected." The globe glowed brighter, and an image formed within its crystal surface. It showed the great hall, filled with students from every house sharing laughter and gifts. Clara and Ethan exchanged a smile, their choice bringing a sense of fulfillment and unity. As the vision in the snow globe faded, the room around them shifted once more. The cozy walls stretched and transformed into the grandeur of the great hall, but it wasn't empty. Instead, it mirrored the scene they'd created, a vibrant celebration of warmth and togetherness. Students from every house sat side by side, sharing stories and laughter. The enchanted ceiling sparkled with golden starlight, and festive decorations hung from the rafters. Clara and Ethan found themselves standing near the long table, unnoticed by the joyful crowd. It's exactly what we imagined," Clara said, her voice filled with awe. Ethan pointed to a group of first years from different houses exchanging gifts. "Look at them. It's like they've forgotten about rivalries and rules, just for tonight." Their moment of wonder was interrupted by the gentle chime of bells. Clara turned to see a figure approaching, a translucent ghost draped in shimmering robes. It was none other than the ghost of Helga Hufflepuff, her kind smile radiating warmth. "You have unlocked the true spirit of Christmas," Helga said, her voice soft and melodic. This globe carries the power to remind us of what truly matters: love, unity, and joy. It responds to those with pure intentions. Ethan swallowed, his voice trembling. But what happens now? Do we leave it here? Helga nodded. The globe will remain, its magic shared with all who find it. But the memory of this night will stay with you forever. You have become part of its story. With a graceful bow, Helga faded into the light, leaving Clara and Ethan standing in quiet awe. The great hall slowly dissolved around them, turning Clara and Ethan to the circular chamber. The pedestal was empty now, the snow globe gone, but its warmth lingered in the air. Clara exhaled softly, a smile playing on her lips. I think we've just experienced something extraordinary. Ethan nodded. This Christmas will be one we'll never forget. The chamber's walls glowed faintly, and the hidden corridor reopened, guiding them back to the cozy retreat where their journey had begun. The room seemed even warmer now, the fire crackling cheerfully as if to welcome them back. They sat by the hearth, sipping cocoa and letting the magic of the night settle over them. Outside, snow continued to fall, blanketing the castle in peaceful stillness. This is what Christmas is about, Clara said softly. Not just the gifts and the food, but the moments that connect us. Ethan leaned back in his chair, a contented smile on his face. And we got to be part of something magical. As the night deepened, the firelight flickered, casting soft shadows on the walls. Clara and Ethan sat in companionable silence, their hearts full from the evening's adventure. The room of requirement had gifted them more than just a cozy Christmas hideaway. It had shown them the magic of connection, the joy of giving, and the beauty of shared memories. Van yawned, his eyelids growing heavy. Do you think the room will remember us? Clara smiled, her eyes glimmering with warmth. I think it will, just as we'll always remember it.